Alright guys, welcome back to the Booth 2K. Man, that was a tough game Sunday. We just got some more bad news too. Randy Gregory's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks with another darn calf strain. I mean, our team's like getting a rash of calf strains right now. That's going to be tough. That's going to be real tough. This past Sunday, the defense, man, they weren't rushing the passer very well. They weren't tackling. They were gassed. I mean, they were constantly in there. Our offense was leaving them hanging in there. They were getting all those 3 and outs. They had a really tough day. But, you know, somebody's just got to step up. Somebody's got to step up like they've been doing all season. We can't let this, you know, we can't get back to those days of one guy's gone and that does it. We can't do anything. Like the days when Sean Lee would get hurt. You know, DeMarcus Ware, things like that. When they'd go down, then all of a sudden our defense couldn't do anything. Those days got to be over. And we're going to find out Sunday. You know, Diggs, you know, as much praise as I've been giving him all season, man, he had a bad game. He had a really bad game. I look for him to rebound. I don't think that's going to be something that stays around all season. The kid's got a short memory. He's going to go out there and dominate Sunday. You know, this defense has just got to play better. They got to tackle. You know, so many times it looked like they were trying to strip the ball rather than tackling, which, you know, we've been rewarded with a lot of turnovers this season. So I'd hate to take too much of that away from them, but you know, I think it's going to be a better game. They're going to play better. You know, they've got a lot of heart, and they're going to want to go out and prove themselves Sunday, especially against Dan Quinn's old team, the Falcons. So I'm not too worried about the defense. I think they're going to rebound. I think they're going to be okay Sunday, even without Gregory. I think somebody else is going to step up. We know Micah Parsons. He played great this past Sunday. That is the one bright spot. That kid has just been. He's been a defensive MVP all season, so I look for that to continue Sunday. Now the offense. You know, Dak he looked rusty, and he was under pressure. I don't care who you are. You're going to have a rough game. It seemed like they weren't even blitzing, and they were getting to him. They were harassing him all day back there. And, again, I'm going to say he was rusty. He hadn't practiced. He hadn't played in a few weeks, and like with the defense, I'm going to give him a pass, but you know, he's got to hit these open receivers, and these guys when they're open, Cooper, Lamb, Tony Pollard, even Cedric Wilson, they all had big drops. You know, and I know a lot of times they were overthrown. I know Dak missed Lamb a couple of times. It would have been, you know, one probably a touchdown and another possibly another touchdown. Just it would have been a first down for sure. And, you know, he did the right thing. A lot of people were saying he should have ran for it on that 4th and 1, that he missed to Lamb over the top. I think he did the right thing. You know, we don't want to see him running much, but, you know, he's good enough and we trust him enough where he's going to go get that big play. I think he's earned our trust. I mean, heck, look at Brady a couple of weeks ago against the Saints. He just had one of those days, and I think Dak had one of those days. You know, Zeke, he played tough. You know, he played injured at the end. Pollard, you know, they did get kind of shut down some, so that's got to improve. Our running game has got to get more consistent. We've got to do something. Kellen Moore's going to have to come up with something. It's just going to have to get better. We're getting a little out of balance, and we need to make sure we correct that against the Falcons Sunday. You know, the special teams this week didn't get a lot of action. They had that blocked punt, which, you know, I guess that's the rule. I guess that was the right call, you know, from what I've seen and read. But it just seems so, I don't know. I've never even seen that. But they blocked the punt. You know, they did the right thing. It just didn't go their way. And that's when I knew this game they weren't going to win. When weird things like that start happening, you know, Dak being off and the defense just not stopping anybody. But that punt really, you know, it showed you that it's just not their day. It's not their day. They got to live to fight another day. But other than that, you know, of course, Cedric Wilson on fielding these punts, he almost fumbled one, or he did fumble one, but he did recover it. So that was good and bad, of course. They just got to clean those things up. But they've been looking better each week. I don't really have a lot of bad things to say about them. They made a field goal. But, you know, Dallas going for it so many times on 4th and 1, especially when they were in field goal range that one time. I wonder if that had to do with Zerline, you know, no confidence in him. Of course, we won't have him this week because he tested positive. So we got another guy coming in. Supposedly he's looked really good in practice, and he may just take his job. We'll just have to wait and see Sunday. Hopefully he does well. We could use a good kicker. Once again, coaching. There's some questionable things. At the end of the game, when it was, Dallas was not going to come back. It was over. Having Dak and Zeke in there, who was hobbled, and on defense, I didn't even want to see Michael Parsons in there anymore. Keeping them in and saying they were trying to get some type of rhythm for the next week, I don't know. They just, that sounds as dumb as, not being able to see the clock at the end of the game. That just seems like an excuse. I didn't like them being in there, especially seeing Dak run in for a 2-point conversion. That was just dumb to me. It's just risk reward just was not worth it at all. Before the game they chose to put Still in Tyrone Smith's place. I don't think that worked out very well. That was part of the reason Denver didn't have to bring so many blitz packages. They just were able to rush, 3 guys, 4 guys and get there. Time after time they were in Dak's face. After the game, the Broncos head coach was saying he's put out the blueprint to beat the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, isn't that everybody's plan each week? Stop the run, stop the pass, play perfect. Is everybody going to play perfect each week? Are they going to get block punts that end up in your favor? No, that's not going to happen. As far as that laying out a blueprint, I just think that's a bunch of bull crap. I think Dallas is going to rebound. It was a one-time thing. If Denver could do that week in and week out, they'd be undefeated and be one of the Super Bowl contenders. Fact or fiction category, as Jonathan Franks used to say. Is that fact or fiction? It's not real. It's fiction. It's a lie. Dallas is going to be just fine, so don't panic. We're going to get after those Falcons, and they've been looking better though. They just beat the Saints. They're in a good winning way right now. But they just gotta play Cowboys football. So let's not panic, Cowboys Nation. Let's look at all these winning games, all these good games we've had, and look at that as the rule, not the exception. It's not going to be the same old Cowboys. And I know we're shell shocked. It's like we're so used to having these bad things happen to us. So when we see a game like that, we think, oh no, here we go again. But like I say every week, this team's different. And if they really are different, they're going to prove it this Sunday. They really will, and I think they're going to. Just remember, the cream always rises to the top. Oh, yeah. Go Cowboys.